Hello students, let's understand today about the stereoisomerism. So there are two parts in this stereoisomerism, that is optical isomerism and geometrical isomerism. So what is stereoisomerism? Stereoisomerism is actually the mechanism in which the two compounds have same molecular formula but their uh, configuration or the spatial arrangement is different, and in that case only they differ, otherwise they are same. So all such compounds in which the two isomers are having the same properties, having the same molecular formula, but difference in their spatial arrangement are actually the stereoisomers. So first we will study about the optical isomerism, that is the first criteria of the stereoisomerism. So first let us understand optical isomerism. It is a type of stereoisomerism in which the isomers have the ability to rotate the plane of polarized light. So here is a new term, that is plane of polarized light. So what is this? Actually, there is an instrument which is known as polarimeter. This polarimeter actually measures the angle by which the plane of polarized light is rotated when an optically active compound is kept in the place. So, all such compounds which can rotate the plane of polarized light are called as optical isomers. So, optical isomerism and optical isomers. Optical isomers are also called as enantiomers. So, what actually the solution when it is kept in the polarizer, in polarimeter, then it actually rotates the plane of polarized light, and all such compounds which can rotate the plane of polarized light, they are said to be optically active, and that is how they are optical isomers. And this property is called as optical activity. Now these isomers have, as we have discussed earlier, they have the same structural formula but they have different configuration, which means they have different spatial arrangement. But the rotation by which they rotate the plane of polarized light is just opposite. Although it is equal, but it is just opposite. So ordinary light, which actually disperses the light, ordinary source of light disperses the light in all the directions, and when it is kept in polarizer, it changes into plane polarized light. So this can be this polarimeter can be used to measure the optical activity of the compound. So we can see in this flow diagram where the polarizer converting the ordinary light into polarized light, and when this polarized light is passing through the sample solution, and if the sample is optically active, then we can see that the polarized light is rotated to some extent. Now this polarized light is rotated either clockwise or anti-clockwise. That means it may rotate to right or to the left. And depending upon that, we can further categorize these optically active compounds as dextrorotatory or levorotatory. So what is dextrorotatory? The compounds which rotate the plane of polarized light to the right, then they are dextrorotatory, and that is indicated by sign plus. and those compounds which rotate the plane of polarized light to the left, then they are all levorotatory, and that can be indicated by negative sign. There are two more terms which are important to study: observed rotation and specific rotation. Now, observed rotation means the magnitude of rotation of plane polarized light by any optically active compound is called as observed rotation. The rotation which we are observing through the instrument, that is observed rotation. And in order to understand the specific rotation, first we need to understand that the degree of rotation depends upon four factors, like what is the concentration of the solution, what is the path length. Path length means the polarizer tube's length, then the temperature, and finally wavelength of light. So with this we can define specific rotation as the rotation produced by solution of length 10 centimeter and unit concentration for the given wavelength of light at the given temperature. So here in this definition we can clearly understand that the rotation is measured by keeping the length constant 10 centimeter, concentration constant 1 gram per ml, and the given wavelength of light, and also at a given temperature. So all these three factors are kept constant, and then the value of specific rotation, value of rotation which is produced is called as specific rotation, and this can be calculated by the formula alpha, which is at a given T, that is temperature, and lambda, that is wavelength, is equal to observed rotation divided by length of the units into the concentration of the solution in gram per ml. That is about the specific rotation and observed rotation. Next is the racemic mixture. So just imagine, now we understood optical isomers are dextrorotatory and levorotatory. So if we make a mixture of these two compounds, if these two isomers are mixed in equal amount, and if we measure the optical activity, or if we measure the rotation by keeping in the polarimeter, we can see that these both of the isomers will not rotate the plane of polarized light, and such mixture is called as racemic mixture, because this mixture contains 50% of dextrorotatory and 50% of levorotatory compound, and hence the resultant solution of the mixture will not rotate the plane of polarized light. As we understood previously that optical isomers have the same physical properties like melting point, boiling point, density, etc., and also they have same specific rotation, but what is the difference? They rotate it just by opposite direction. That means one isomer is plus. So I hope you understood this. There are few practice questions for you. You can try this, like define optical isomerism. We have studied many times. Then optical isomers and optical activity. We have to define these three terms, which is equivalent to 3 marks. Then another question is recall plane of symmetry and center of symmetry. We have to explain what is plane of symmetry and what is the center of symmetry. With an example, we can draw one structure. Okay. And another question like illustrate the Fisher projection rules for drawing three-dimensional structure. So three-dimensional structure, how to draw, that is given by this projection, Fisher projection rules. that is easily understood. Likewise, there are certain multiple choice questions like name the carbon atom which is bonded to 4 different groups. So whether it is chiral or achiral or tetrahedral or saturated, then what is the meaning of dextrorotatory rotation of a plane polarized light? Whether it is clockwise, anti-clockwise, horizontal or vertical. So these are very simple type of questions which you can easily answer. Uh, that is what I wanted to explain in this, and these were the references which were followed uh, for this particular topic. So thank you.